Hello. Hi, my name is Alyssa. In this video, hold on, I have to. So I'm going to be demonically possessed in this video. I'm going to say things that are going to make these demons really try to attack me and you, Shia. Especially because I made a video yesterday that I know that you liked. In this video, you are going to like this video because I'm going to prove to you more and more in regards to the criminal activity that happened to me when I was a teenager. You have to have a more of an understanding of what's going on, and they're going to play with my voice. They're going to attack you, attack me, which is physical assault. But I just want to let you know, and that's not, I don't say I just want to let you know. That's an AI thing that's constantly said when I take a pause. So I definitely need this cup of coffee, and this might actually be 2 videos, Shia, because I do not believe I'm going to have enough time to explain everything, and also talk about you, because I wrote a new page about you, Shia. I'm going to try to write a page about you every single day. It really helps me bring me closer to you, Shia. It makes me feel better. So, in this video, I'm going to talk more about the crime that happened to me when I was a teenager. And I just want to let you know before you think about everything, just know that I've had full body possession since I was a child. And I haven't been walking in my own body, and they make it very natural. They're like hurting my fingers, squeezing my fingers right now. They make it look pretty natural. Like it's me. And they're also doing some kind of thing to turn me into family members. So when I look at myself, I don't even see myself, I see my family members. It's like it's identity theft. So I taped this onto my computer. Be gentle to Shia. And I kind of have a lot of notes to share with you, but I don't think I wrote too many down. Yeah, I think there was. No, this was from yesterday. There's not too many notes. However, it's going to take a long time to explain it. But I recited 2 hours of prayers today. The 63-page one from sonsofgodmin.co.za. And something I noticed that I'm actually becoming more aware. There's different prayers for renouncing different things, and they alternate between saying I or we. We renounce, I renounce. And I believe that saying we cancels it out. I think we have to say I, not we. If you say we, it changes everything. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to say I or Shia and Alyssa, or our names. I'm not really feeling that great. Once again, I got up at 10, was tortured until 4 a.m. Torture, humiliation, and this conversation is not going to be all about. It's not going to be all about what happened to me in high school, but I have to explain it to you, to tell you that I believe that was supposed to be like the thing to take me down. And I believe people knew that you were my twin flame, and I didn't know that. I had no clue who you were. it's really unfortunate what they did to me, and made me think that, I would never find you or be with you or have a husband. And I told you my parents made it very clear that there's no hope for Alyssa. They never give me any hope that I was going to have a family of my own. I think I'm going to hold this coffee while I talk about this. But I have some random notes on the pages. So if I say random things, I will tell you that I'm saying random things, but they're very serious things that aren't random. Like, I'm not taking it like, I'm not trying to like act like it's not serious because I'm saying things randomly. I'm playing the radiation. I think it's helping. It's going to take time though, Shia, so just don't give up on it. I don't think you will give up on it. I believe that you're using it. But one of the radiation videos, the one that's 8 hours long, it's not loud on my, it's not loud, the volume's not loud, so I can barely hear it. So I would have to play this one on loop, which has repeatedly stopped. So this 8-hour radiation video that I really like, I have to show you how low. So listen to how loud. Listen to how loud this is. Now listen to how loud this is. That's not loud enough. So, I know I have, my ear's a little clogged right now and I have to get my ear cleaning, but that's not it. I don't believe it's supposed to be this low, and it's even lower on my other cell phones, and I think it's possible that the hacker is making it so that I can barely hear it because it won't work. So I can't always play it on this because I can't bother the neighbor 24/7 with that noise. But I'm going to show you how loud it is on this one too, the 8-hour radiation. The other radiation videos are kind of annoying sounding. This one's like easy to listen to. In regards to what happened to you, Shia, I've written a whole page about being a victim of assault, SEXUAL, assault and rape victims. And some of this fear that we have, this fear that goes way beyond we're in danger, it has to do with being a victim of extreme assault, SEXUAL assault. So I'm going to show you the frequencies. In regards to what happened to you, you're a victim and you're not a sinner, and you did not cheat on me. You're not a sinner. Was it involuntary sin? Well, we can use that in the prayers sometimes, possibly, if it's already said in the prayers. What happened to you was not a sin. It's actually a real curse. It's a curse against me and you, Shia. It's a CURSE curse against me and you. Way more than a sin. It's not, you didn't sin. Criminals constantly want to act like it's our fault. We're to blame. No, we're not sinners, Shia. You're a victim, and yes, we are cursed for life over this, and it's going to take a lot of work to break the curse. And I'm working on it every day now with the prayers. It's in making sure that I say your name in a couple of the prayers that are, instead of saying my name or instead of saying I or my name, I'm saying your name. So let me show you how low this, because I was playing it last night and I kept waking up and being like, why isn't the sound on? I'm still demonically possessed, Shia. I'm still demonically possessed, just so you know. So let me get to the page. Oh, I didn't see the Kiran Rakya's new image. I didn't see the Kiran Rakya's new Rakya until now, but I'm not going to look at it and figure it out. Sometimes they're not really addressed to me. So I'm not being narcissistic. Listen to how loud this is on here, the neutralizing radioactivity. This is how loud it gets. I'm gonna spill this coffee. Look at this. That's how loud it gets. Are you kidding me? That's not my speakers. My speakers don't do that. So let me play it on here to show you. It could be recorded low. It's possible it could be recorded low, however. So I'm going to talk to you about the situation, the crime that occurred when I was a teenager around, I think in November of 2000, which was freshman year in high school. I turned 15. So November 2000, I turned 15. And I believe this was organized because my mother briefly left her dead ex-step-husband, moved to Hooksett. They separated. Hooksett kids had to go to Central High School. After high school, or after freshman or sophomore year, she moved back and lived with her dead ex-step-husband. They weren't married. I don't think they got married until a long time afterwards. It was a weird marriage too. She didn't wear a wedding dress. So was I supposed to go to Memorial High School? Was I supposed to go to Memorial High School? If you lived in Auburn, you go to Memorial High School, but they separated and I moved to Hooksett. I had to go to a high school where I didn't know anybody. Was this already organized? I'm pretty sure, because why did I join the basketball team and had suicidal boredom? And I didn't join the basketball team. The walk-ins forced me to play basketball and didn't understand the game. For track, how come all of a sudden I'm going to join the track team? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I would never be into track and cross country. And I thought I was going to die from the amount of exercise and being anorexic and very ill. And I also want to remind you, all this crime and theft, Shia, most of this the telepathic supporters have reminded me, Shia. Most of what I'm going to tell you today. All this crime is theft of Shia and Alyssa's power. All this crime, basically, these criminals do not have power of their own, so they have to thieve it from us because we have power. They don't. Also, this was the first day I realized, this is random, it's a new thing. This was Alyssa, I wanted to live with you, Shia, and hide with you back when it was possible you were with your mother, and now you're with another parent. I didn't understand why I couldn't hide with you. This has been blocked the whole time and they told me today, if we did that, then one of your parents would have gotten MUR murdered. If we would have done that, and I didn't realize that. So this is really, really random. Actually, it's not random. So, I just also want to remind you, in regards to this thing with this criminal from high school who, for a few months, said that I was his girlfriend, to who I don't know, but he said it to me. 30 to 50 hours. I only had spent 30 to 50 hours time with him, and it didn't really feel like 30 to 50 hours because he wouldn't talk, and I was silenced with AI, and they made my brain not be able to come up with things to say to him, and it was really humiliating because I couldn't come up with anything to say. So he actually did not say much, but the things that he did say were very, very, obvious that, I don't really know who he is. And one thing that's really, really bad that he told me, and I'm not claiming that this is true or not, but this was told to me verbally by the criminal from high school. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want anybody to see this video and try to sue me. And the way I just said SUE me, what is YouTube going to watch this video and take it down? I'm not saying any names, Shia. I'm just saying the criminal from high school. He told me one time that he watched his MOTHER's tapes, TAPES, with his mother's tapes that I don't really want to explain. I don't know if it's appropriate to say on the internet, but if I die, this was told to me and I never wanted to hear this. This was fucking disgusting to hear. But SEX tapes, and was told subliminally that he liked it. And honestly, that's actually that's actually a crime, I think. INCEST is a crime, so that shows it shows criminal behavior. Another time, I'm walking down the street, and he accidentally bumped into me. Did he accidentally bump into me when he was driving in the car with his brother? Well, no, it wasn't an accident. And so they did some humiliation to me. They used AI to force me to question where they're going. And then they said, we're going to a strip club. So that shows some of his character. And at that time, I wasn't hanging out with him or anything. He was just probably pissed. I told you, literally max 30 to 50 hours. And any visit that I had with this criminal was only 1 to 2 hours because it would be pretty obvious that you can't just sit there and not talk to someone for 4 to 6, 8 hours. You'd be giving it away. So another thing that this criminal had was an eyebrow piercing, and I thought that was really tacky and weird, and wow, I really don't know who this person is. An eyebrow piercing. And The only time he talked to me was he wrote some notes, handwritten notes, and passed them in school. That only happened maybe no more than 10 times during the freshman year, and those notes were written in case I died. Those notes would look like he wouldn't be investigated for my death, because in the notes it looked like he liked me. However, when I read the notes, the handwriting was really girly, and I was reading them and I'm like, this doesn't even sound like him. These actually sound like automated channeled handwriting. It didn't even sound like him. I was like, it was really weird. I didn't know, to this day I don't know who he is. I don't really get or know who he is because I never talked to him in high school. The only time I ran into him was very like if I was at track team, and potentially at cross country, sometimes the track team boys and girls will see each other, not talk to each other, but just see each other running by. I never saw this criminal in school ever. There was only a few times when he was passing the notes, and then that stopped, and he never went through that route again. He used AI to make sure he knew all of my routes so he wouldn't run into me, because then I would learn and get information about who he is. And also, that would be, if you run into someone repeatedly in school, you'd at least say hi and talk. He never ran into me within those whole 4 years. I had one class with him. He didn't talk to me the entire time. It was I think junior year. He didn't talk to me the entire time. However, he sat kind of close by so that they could use him as a demon portal. And I was just sitting there shaking and nervous, holding in my farting for hours, and feeling really in a state of fear and panic and discomfort. So, he didn't say one word to me in that classroom, not one word. And so you're gonna learn how it was the fact that he called me his girlfriend very briefly. To me was to try to cover up who he was to me. So I'll explain more. There's more about this high school criminal that I don't even know. Shia, telepathic supporters repeated that today to me. So they want to blame it on me that the criminal from high school didn't talk to me because I was kind of silenced and never knew anything to say. They kind of blocked my brain from thinking about anything to say. He hid away for 4 years in high school, and I barely ever ran into him. It was only maybe on purpose, possibly, I wouldn't even say a handful of times. I'm not kidding. And because this is a criminal, and if I saw him with people, I'd get to know who he is more, I think. So I'd find out about him. That would be a way to find out about him, see how he talks to people and everything. And it was only freshman year when he had passed those notes and had said that I was his girlfriend. After that, I don't even think it probably wasn't even 5 months. And we'll get accurate. Telepathic supporters will remind me exact dates and times, but it was only, it wasn't even more than 5 months, but however, he was renewing the witchcraft and kind of harassing me, and I can't explain all of it on the internet. But there's way more, there's way more proof, Shy, that I wasn't his girlfriend. There's way more proof. And I never had a relationship prior to know what a relationship was. I've never had a relationship after this criminal. However, I know that was not a relationship. That was to get access to me and also to cover up the crime. And there's way more proof that he was not, we were not in a relationship. So it was pure humiliation torture, and that date rape, it was pretty much date rape because I had full body possession. I had full body possession at the time that it was happening, and I was continuing to be convinced that if I was to continue visiting, he would eventually talk, open his mouth, and try to get to know me. But it was this thing where I had to constantly have this feeling that I wasn't allowed to get to know him, and he didn't want to get to know me. He wasn't my friend, Shia. He wasn't my friend. I did not have possession when I joined that basketball. I didn't have possession when I joined the track. And that track team, those girls were mean to me. They were very mean. And we were supposed to be together, I think, way sooner. Way sooner. I still do not know who this criminal is. So obviously, how is it going to be rape if I didn't oppose it? Not true. Not true. It's not true that I didn't oppose it. I had full body possession, and I was continuing to be tricked with MK Ultra and all this AI that it was going to be different. He was going to end up liking me and talking to me but I was also, he never really looked at me in the eyes. He never really looked at me, probably because I have a soul and I was attacking him with just my energy alone. So he wouldn't really look at me. He wouldn't look in my eyes. And they used the excuse with all the subliminals, whoever was watching it and talking to me at the time, it was the excuse that I was just so shy around him and so nervous I couldn't even look at him. So he barely looked at me, and that's a sign of a criminal, though, if he couldn't even look at me. Well, obviously, if you look at someone, that's giving someone the chance to talk to them. I did not spend more than 30 to 50 hours. But the criminal DW was posting all kinds of advertisements about this criminal to attack me, which was giving me a lot of trauma. It will be proved also that this criminal from high school that claimed JON space RICE, it will be proved that he agreed with another track member to create to create an affair so that I would feel morbidly guilty. So I only went to 2 track and cross-country parties, like drinking parties, and the 2 times, there was only 2 times that that criminal from high school was there, and he wouldn't talk to me in front of anybody. He wouldn't even stand next to me. He wouldn't look at me or talk to me. And when I was at one of the track parties, I sat down on the bench with other people and him, and he just stared off into space. You're gonna have to really hate someone to do this to someone. He just stared off into the space, and I got angry, and I was like, I really want this to stop. So then I got a ride home from someone, ended up cheating on him with the person that gave me a ride home. It was pretty much nothing, but it was enough to make that criminal stop getting the idea that I liked him. However, it backfired because there was all these programs that I'm supposed to feel suicidal and kill myself because I did that. I wasn't even going out with him pretty much. It wasn't a relationship. But it was definitely set up though, and that this other track team member kind of agreed and set it up so that it would make me have all these guilt, shame programs, and I was supposed to kill myself over it. I can't believe the ego and the pride to think that they thought I was going to kill myself over it. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. It will be proof he agreed to have another track member drive me home, cheat on this criminal from high school on purpose. And by the way, the person I cheated with, it was like kissing, and it was not sex, just so you know, Shy. I don't want you to get all angry and I don't want you to get upset, Shia. I want you to know the truth. So I did not cheat on him, and just don't worry, Shy. I wasn't like some prostitute. However, my mother tried to I had a lot of sexual harassment though throughout my entire life that is unbelievable. Kind of like the way your body, your DNA has been sexually assaulted in the most unbelievable possible amount of time and ways. So, well, there's going to be a trial. You have to know all of these things, Shia. There was AI, spells, witchcraft, mind control programs, all being happening. Why did Alyssa move to Hooksett the year after she graduated from Auburn Village, which is a small little school? And Memorial would be the school I'd go to. And Memorial's a much nicer school in a much nicer neighborhood. No, they had plans for Alyssa. It was already being set up before Alyssa knew, because I was friends with a girl from Auburn who was going to Pinkerton, a very upscale area high school. So Auburn, if you live in Auburn, you go to two schools, either Pinkerton or Memorial, and there's like a location cutoff where part of Auburn would go to Pinkerton, part would go to Memorial. That friend from Auburn, her uncle is the track coach on Central. How did that get set up? There is something involved in how it was organized. So, and also, this criminal from high school who raped me, he never went to my dad ex-stepfather's house. Well, nobody was invited to my dad ex-stepfather's house. He only went to my mother's house in Hooksett one time. And the one time he went, don't worry, he didn't go on my bed. He laid on the ground, or sat up on the ground, because I had no other furniture besides my bed. He sat on the ground, looked at a magazine, and used AI through my voice and said, used AI on my voice to ask him a question, and the question was, if I was any other girl, who would you want me to look like? And he pointed at someone. It was a girl with like large breasts and very athletic. And like, I'm telling you, he didn't fucking say anything, but the things that he did say, it's like really, really obvious he didn't like me. He never went to that house again. It was only an hour or two. He never went to my house again after that. And he didn't touch me or anything when he went to my mother's house. People are going to say things. People have information. He must have talked to people. Can't even read my handwriting. I think they spent thousands of hours on this program to make me kill myself. And I've had a lot of guilt and shame about it. And also, because of the way the program was done, I've had a lot of guilt and shame about it. I'm not going to go into detail, but I was there was a lot of trauma programs associated with it that would trigger me and made me feel guilt and shame and pain, and like that weren't even real. Like this, let me remind you that this demon from high school was he was obviously better than me, and he didn't want to like me or get to know me, but I was forced to believe that someday he would. Probably it was some kind of subliminal, if I killed myself, then he'd like me. But I was forced to make me think that I was forced to think that I was actually supposed to be with this person, but not at all. I can't explain it. But that stopped. That didn't continue. But I had a thought that I needed to tell you. He's a Robotoid. There's all kinds of AI on him. And if I did, the only other occasions besides the DATERAPE, I would sit at his mother's house, not in his room, watching the TV, and he was being used as a demon portal, and they were doing stuff to me. And it was suicidal boredom. So this is not about the situation. This is about something else. So I wanted to specifically get through this so that I can talk about other things. So I need to go onto the other page, the other notebook. I really have to make my grocery list because the last several times I've been just going and getting random foods, and it's becoming a problem because I'm wasting money and I'm not getting I'm not eating well. I believe they spent hundreds of thousands of hours, and there was more than a few people involved with this whole thing, this whole cover-up, and there was very, very few times that I hung out with him. Well, I wouldn't even consider it hanging out, because if you don't talk to someone, that's not really hanging out with someone. But when I was one time when I met up with him, he all of a sudden wanted to go to the lake. I've never been into a nature. I've never walked a trail. I've never done anything. But besides, though there's one other time, but this, he asked me to go to the lake. It ended up being I can't explain all the details. It was really, really bizarre. He was going to throw me in the water. He was going to kill me and throw me in the water. And because it was in Auburn, the lake, the Auburn cops wouldn't have done anything because some of the Auburn cops were bad and were in on it and knew my dead ex-stepfather and would have covered it up for him because they knew my dead ex-stepfather was involved in this Illuminati murder. So that he was going to throw me into the lake. The same thing with the abandoned house. My mentality doesn't think stuff like this. I had no clue. But it was extremely boring. He didn't talk, and I'm like, I just want to go. And it was getting eerie. And either one of my spirit guys or myself said, I want to go. But he was going to kill me and throw me into the lake. And it was like a path that people don't go on because it's a very short path. So people wouldn't be walking by. But that was another murder attempt that I didn't know about. That telepathic supporters told me. No one would have said that I disappeared. No one would have said that I disappeared, because it was in a small town of Auburn. I just went for a walk alone in the woods, and I had repeatedly, even up until I think 20 and 21, I was still living at my dead ex-stepfather's. I was walking those Auburn woods trails all alone, dozens of times, and didn't have any pepper spray, nothing. But Auburn police are a small town. No one would have done anything because it was all covert, cover up. No one would have said or done anything. All he would have had to do was push my body in the lake, and no one would have said anything. No one would have said I disappeared. No one would have because if my mother was involved, she would. It would have been totally covered up, because Auburn, New Hampshire is an extremely small town, and that lake area was in Auburn, and I didn't even know he knew anything about Auburn. There were more murder attempts I don't even know about. There were more murder attempts by this criminal that I don't even know about. So I think that's everything about that situation. Not situation, I'm not saying the word situation. And I know that you don't want me to go out, Shy. I didn't go out today. I don't often go out. It's only to get food, and I'm going to possibly get food delivery, because I don't want to keep going out. I almost got the urge to go on a road trip, because every time I go on a road trip, I do kind of vortex energy thing, and it makes me feel better to take a drive, but I didn't have any gas money, so I didn't go. And I realized I didn't have any gas money. If I had gas money, I probably would have gone, because I wanted to visit some vortexes. Oh, I didn't read this page. He didn't say one word. So this criminal in high school, I had one class out of the 4 years of going to high school with this criminal. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I did not run into him in school. He wanted to he was trying to cover something up, make me not know about him or something, and maybe there's more to it. He didn't say one word to me in that classroom. Well, we weren't it was junior year. He didn't need to say anything to me. However, I don't know. Alyssa, but I was very afraid and panicking the whole class. I had gas torture the entire class. I held my breath a lot. He never said hi to me in the class, nothing. It's total perversion. He's a stranger. It was so awkward. He acted like he never knew me. That was what it was. He acted like he never knew me, never met me. And I didn't introduce myself. I never introduced were they assigned seat? They were assigned seats. Why was I sitting close? Why was I in this row and he was in this row? The demon portal. There was more. They were able to do access to do technology. I mean, I was in such a state of fear and physical torture. I couldn't think in that class. I couldn't think in any class though. They stole my education. I mean, it was suicidal boring, that class, and the other classes I had. But there was a lot of AI on this criminal. A lot of AI, like to transform, like to make him not who he is, to disguise him. There was very kind of computer, and a lot of the mannerisms were like kind of like a robotoid. I don't know what kind of what he is. But his mother never said any word to me when I went over to watch TV. And I couldn't watch TV. I just sat there in a state of panic and physical torture. His mother never talked to me, and it's going to be proved. There was one time where she had the chance to talk to me because I was standing next to her a good half an hour. She didn't say a word to me, not one word. And there was some kind of program involved with it. I can't explain it. But that was like the one and only time that she would have had the chance to, so that can be used in the courtroom. Why didn't she say one word to Alyssa? And then the one time that I saw his dad, why didn't your dad say hello to Alyssa or introduce himself and walk by without looking or even waving? They didn't like Alyssa, and they were part of the murder attempts. So I'm hoping that this will make you. So it was whatever I kind of like tried to figure out who he was like, I don't know, like he was fake. So I can't explain everything anymore. However, but some of I think that some of what was going on was there was something like he was trying to be like this celebrity, that's in this better than me, above me, and I can't quite get to know him or anything, or have him even like me or want to talk to me because he was like a celebrity. Obviously he wasn't a celebrity, but there was definitely something going on with that. Like he was like that, and I think that they were doing that partly because of your situation. However, you are not a celebrity, Shia, and you never were. But these people in high school, I think we were supposed to be together before 38. Why did all of these high school kids know that you were my twin flame? How the hell would they know that at such a young age, and I didn't know anything? Oh. So there's very, very sad, very, very pathetic, and it ruined my life because it was very traumatizing. You can kill someone's spirit if you're forced to be around someone and they refuse to talk to you. And a lot of my friends, some of my friends from college and people in my past were mimicking what that criminal from high school was doing to me by like wouldn't talk to me. Like they just walk around like and do things with me, but like wasn't talking to me, and like it was suicidal boring. Like there was a lot of other people that's kind of like copied that and later on in life. So I'm gonna stop this video and make another video that has nothing to do with this because I have to go to the bathroom. It's 50 minutes and I have several other pages. So I'm gonna stop this video and make a part 2. I hope this makes you understand Shia, and I'm going to talk to you in part 2. I love you, Shia. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you so much, Shia, for watching.